Oh, why hello there. You caught me at an unexpected time. But while you're here, I guess we'll outline the issues and the compromises central to the writing of the U.S. Constitution. Now we all know why we had to write the Constitution, due to the Articles of Confederation. But there were some issues and compromises that we had to go through in order to write the Constitution. Such as the fact that we had two plans in mind for the government. The Virginia plan and the New Jersey plan. The New Jersey plan. Now, the idea between the two plans was that New Jersey, coming to the convention, thought that they were just going to revise the articles and make them better, make them a little bit stronger in the central government. But Virginia had a plan produced by Edmund Randolph and written by James Madison to write a whole new constitution. Now, the Virginia plan was that... Oh, a setting change. The Virginia plan wanted a new constitution that had a stronger central government, while the New Jersey plan wanted a weak central government to protect states' rights. The Great Compromise between the two, and the Great Compromise, yes, allowed for both plans to be integrated into each other. So, in the Great Compromise, there was a two-house legislation that the House and the Senate, the House being based on population, and the Senate where each state gets one vote. The national government would be the supreme law of the land. While states had some power, the national government had all the power. The other issue was regarding slavery. The framers, for 20 years, they proposed that the North would support the slave trade and protect the export of cotton. The Senate, to ratify treaties, needed 2/3 so that the South could protect its rights, which had 1/3 of the states. Lastly, the last compromise was about slavery, the 3/5 compromise, where the South wanted to know, what should we do with slaves? Should we count them as a person or not? Because they had no rights. This compromise was proposed so that the slaves count as 3/5 of a person, so that the South had 47% of the House, so that slavery may be protected. Lastly, the executive branch. Another setting change. The executive branch. Now, the executive branch was a little bit tricky. People didn't want a monarch like in England, so they didn't want a strong executive branch who had made all the decisions. But people also wanted a central figure to unite. So they chose that the executive branch would check on the other branches. And therefore our system of checks and balances came into play. But that is for another time. Sorry. Now, for a real world example, we look at Egypt. Now, the problem in Egypt is that people do not know what to make of their constitution. Do they want a more powerful executive branch and president who will control Egypt? Or do they want a weaker executive branch so as not to have the dictator? This has been another horrible school project. See you next time. Goodbye.